What do you get when you throw a pandemic into an advanced society? The birthing of a pointless podcast. We are the neighbors upstairs. Hey, what's up, guys? This is Neighbor on the left, and I'm joined by Neighbor on the right. What up, Righty?
How's it going, Lefty?
I'm good, man. So this is our first episode of the Neighbors Upstairs. We kind of talked about what this show will be about in the episode 0, I guess, or the intro. I don't even know, but you should already know what this show is going to be about. What do you think, Righty? How do you want to kind of sum up what the show is?
We just want to think out loud, laugh, and just try to figure shit out if that's even possible.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to try to figure shit out for sure. Like, do we exist if this pandemic doesn't? Does this show exist? I don't think it does, right? Like, we only start talking about creating whatever this is after COVID kind of started spreading, right?
Yep. Yeah. Yeah. And we all got some more free time, so more free time, more chatting.
Yeah. So I mean, we kind of have like a layout as to what we want to talk about. Um, yeah, but like we said, we'll probably talk about politics, sports, general pandemic shit, and just random shit in TV, movies, comedy, and music. Not really necessarily in that order.
Yeah. I'll let me jump in here. Speaking of music, I did some squats today. Fuck yeah. And the new album by Trivium, What the Dead Man Say, is dynamite and will get you through those squats where you think you might fall backwards on your ass. It'll fucking inject caffeine right into your veins, and you're gonna squat the fuck out of that barbell listening to this badass heavy metal by Trivium. That's all I gotta
cure
say.
people? Will it cure people of the virus?
I would not go that far.
Oh,
But what will work is what I did when I first woke up today, which is I went outside and I took off my shirt and then I injected some of that disinfectant into my veins. And with the sun shining on me, I was cured.
that's what
And
I heard that's what works. You know, I was listening to Donnie the other day, you know, Prez Donnie over there, and he was like, if I stick a light bulb up my ass and you know, inject myself with these disinfectants, that I should be, you know, I should be good. You know what I mean? Is that you think that's true, man? I feel like maybe I should try it because I miss sushi a lot, and I'm ready to try anything now. Righty? Like, what's the prognosis over here?
fuck, man. Yeah, I miss sushi too, bro. I hear you.
It's
I
like
feel
I
your
miss it.
pain.
I miss it. You know what I mean? I miss it.
I
Yeah,
know. And there's an all you can eat place that I really like.
I
Yeah,
know. We've
bro.
been there. It's
No, there's
delicious.
another one too
There's
that I
another one.
yeah. No, we've been to both of them. Yeah, actually, they're both really good. It's
Oh,
a shame.
there's the one in the city, and then the one like in Bumblefuck, right? Like you just gotta drive up to the. Oh no, which one? No. There's there's one in the city, but is that the one that's all you can eat?
Yeah, that's all you can eat too. I think we've been to three different
So
ones
there's three.
actually.
There's three. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I just started thinking, you know, fuck us for having this conversation because I really, you know what I've been eating, man? I've been eating salads. I can't with this anymore. I'm done. My tongue is about to melt with all this acidity of tomatoes, and you know, I can't. I need a burger. I need some sushi. I need
You can't make
I'm about to
yourself a
go.
goddamn burger, bro? What the fuck?
I don't cook, man. I'm useless.
I'll be in
I'm
a.
useless in this pandemic. I'm useless, dude. I'm not. I'm learning. I think this is where everyone kind of starts to learn about themselves, and I'm learning that I'm kind of a bitch. This is what I'm learning about myself, righty. I don't know what to do, man.
Get your
And
shit together,
yeah, I gotta get my
motherfucker.
shit together. Yes, I have to do that. So yeah,
It's disgraceful.
I've been
I'm disappointed in you, my friend, my neighbor on the left.
I'm disappointed in
You
myself
should know
too.
how to cook a basic thing such as a burger.
I know how to eat though. That's good. Uh, I think that's really important. I was on a dating website because that's kind of what you do now if you're single. You're just on these dating websites, and apparently memberships have boomed, obviously. But I'm on this dating website, and this girl, she writes, we will get along really well if you like to eat." It's like, uh, okay, sure, but
You're not ruling out many people.
I'm just like, is that really where the cutoff is? Just eat, right?
Not
And
ruling out many people.
is that something that she added before the pandemic hit or after the pandemic hit? You know what I mean? Are standards lowering? Because I feel like standards are lowering at this point. I don't know, but yeah, like I have a brand new opening line on these dating websites. My line is, hey, and you guys could use this out there or don't, because it's actually worked. I've had conversations started because of this line over here, and it's, hey, whatever her name is, I ran out of things to watch. Suggestions, please. And people, not just women, people love watching shit. And we're always trying to, suggest shit. So this is great. Everyone is trying to like put their 2 cents in. And so it actually works, righty. If you could use that one, man, you could use it if you want. I don't know what you say.
It's typically generic, you know. Hang out, cup of
you,
coffee.
you go directly for the hangout. Wow. All right. That's a little ballsy. I don't think I could do that. Hey, so when am I seeing you? And I don't know, man. What's been the success rate for you with that one?
I plead the fifth.
Oh, okay. I see. I see. Guys, don't use that one. Don't use that line. So, righty, you like have a bunch of shit you want to talk about in politics,
Yes.
right?
So UFC 249, right?
That ain't
So
politics, bro. That ain't politics. But no, go on. I don't
politics
give a
is
shit.
involved in making that happen,
Okay.
and politics stopped it from happening previously.
I thought that was Disney.
It was the governors too. The Ken Doll governor, you know, I forgot his name, Newsom, because he's a nuisance. You
Governor
know,
Mickey Mouse.
the nuisance.
Wait, who? I don't know what you're talking
That's his
about.
wrestling nickname, the nuisance.
The nuisance. Wait, which governor? From
Gavin
Florida?
Newsom, no, California,
Oh, California.
and then also Dianne Feinstein.
Why do they end up canceling it? Obviously, because people can. They think that people can get infected with the virus, right?
Um, Not necessarily. The reason why they stopped it was because the UFC had it set up at a Indian reservation,
Oh,
and I think the California government got upset that the UFC went around them that way, and they kind of wanted to stick their dick out and say, "Nah, nah, nah, nah. Just because you went to an Indian reservation, it's still in California, and you should not be doing it. And we don't want you to do it because we're California, and we're gonna put sand in a skate park because we're, you know, and we're just gonna every couple of years add another sign of another thing you can't do on the beach, and we're just gonna progressively get more uptight and more uptight and more uptight, you know? And
I'm confused. Like, is Burning Man? Does Burning Man have these restrictions too? Like,
Burning Man's Nevada, I think.
right, right.
It's not
So
California.
why didn't Dana White over there? Why didn't he try to get on that land, that Burning Man land, right?
No, I think that's U.S. land.
But isn't it that yeah, it's US land and everything, but aren't restrictions more lax over there? I don't know, dude.
Well, either
I'm
way,
I'm
they're set up
ignorant,
to do
dude.
UFC 249 in Jacksonville, May 9th. So about 2 weeks from today.
May 9th, dude.
Hmm.
You don't think that's cutting it too soon? I don't know. I don't know, Righty. I feel like they should wait. No? I feel like they should wait.
Thing is, they have the money to be really proactive with testing, with them only. They're never really going to be in a situation where there are more than you know a couple of 4 or 5 people within a close vicinity. They're gonna and there's no fans. You'll have a couple of announcers, but they can be sitting a few feet apart, and even that'll even be interesting. Imagine you have the three guys. Imagine DC, Anik, and Joe, and they have three different angles.
That's gonna be weird. I don't know. I like it. I like it more when they're together and they kind of feed off each other's physical energy. You know, when
They'll
someone
still be feeding off. It'll
I
just
don't
be
know.
slightly more apart.
I kind of like it when Rogan falls on the other guy when someone gets knocked out. He kind of stumbles on them, and then that person goes crazy by like the nth degree. And we're not going to have that anymore. Joe Rogan's going to be really really happy, and he's going to fall on the floor. He'll fall on the floor, and he'll get injured, and then what? We're not going to have a Rogan anymore, righty? I don't like that.
Nah, dude,
This is
chill,
dangerous.
chill,
This is
chill.
dangerous territory, righty. I don't like this.
Joe's Joe's doing that TRT. You know, Joe. He's always in tip top shape.
Yeah, I was listening to this YouTuber actually. Um,
Have you seen the card, the projected card?
no, no, I didn't. But you just said TRT, and I was listening to this YouTuber, and this guy is like, I guess, a website engineer or whatever software developer. I'm not really sure what he does, but he said he started taking hormones when he was like 28 years old, and like that was really I don't know. What do you think about that? You don't think that's too soon to start at 28? He said he was balding and that he started kind of feeling weak and he wouldn't have a lot of energy throughout the day, which is why he progressed to taking TRTs. Like, you know more about this than I do. What do you think?
To be honest, I'm not 100% sure because I'm not really looking into this that much. But I think a potential negative to doing it too soon. I think I've heard is that you end up kind of shutting down your body's natural amount that it's producing by making it too reliant on the external source, which is not beneficial in the long run.
That sucks.
That's about
That sucks. I mean,
I know.
that I didn't know that. That's terrible. Well, I mean, I hope he has it figured out. He's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. This YouTuber. I have no idea what his name is. I kind of randomly the YouTube algorithm recommended his video to me. So shout out to random YouTube guy. Good luck with the body, bro, and the hair loss. You can do it or not. I don't know. We got the NFL draft too. That was done virtually, and I kind of paid attention for a little bit, but I thought it was really weird. I thought the whole thing was strange. And what I did love, though, my favorite part was Bill Belichick having his dog.
Yeah, buddy.
The dog was just out there. Um,
So you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's start off with first fight of the night: Ryan Spann versus Sam Alvey. Ryan Spann's actually pretty good. He's got a He's got a really good right hand, some knockout power. Then you got Bryce Mitchell versus Charles Rosa.
Oh, this is UFC
Yeah,
249 right now.
UFC 249.
Man, you gotta let us know. I thought it was about the NFL draft right now. I'm like, well, why do you need a nice right hand in the NFL, bro? Like, uh, okay, cool, cool. So yeah, do that again. 'Cause, dude, I phased out. I kind of
So your first fight of the night is a light heavyweight one with Ryan Spann and Sam Alvey.
okay. I like that. Light heavyweight started off.
Then
It's
you
nice
got
energy.
at featherweight Bryce Mitchell versus Charles Rosa. Bryce Mitchell is the guy who I think he recently got a twister, which is a famous
Submission.
yeah by Eddie Bravo.
Yeah.
And he also in his post fight shout out he mentioned Trump and said, if you need me to kill anybody, I got you.
You think that was him actually, saying that in support of Trump, or you think you're just
He's from
trolling?
Arkansas, if I recall
Oh,
correctly.
okay. So probably more in support than trolling.
Next fight is welterweight Vincente Luque versus Nico Price. Both dudes are pretty dope. Vincente Luque recently had a really good fight with Wonder Boy, so that should be a great fight. Then you got Jacare Souza versus Uriah Hall at middleweight. Should be another good fight.
I'm not
Dude,
really excited about that one, honestly. Like,
Uriah Hall's pretty good. Souza's
I,
also pretty good. Dude, he
I
narrowly
like
lost to
Uriah.
Blachowicz. Yeah, Jan Blachowicz. So at light heavyweight. So he's still a good fighter.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm kind of over Salze.
I mean, he's an old guy. I get your
Yeah,
critique, you know,
I think this is more
but
of
it
a
doesn't mean
setup
he's
for
still not a good
Uriah.
fighter, you know.
No, he's a good
Same,
he's a good fighter. I'm just saying I think this sounds more like a setup for Uriah than it does for Salze. I don't know. That's what
I
it
get
sounds
that.
like to me.
And then you got Carla Esparza and Michelle Watterson, and then you got Fabricio Verdum coming back after a couple of year layoff against Alexei
Jeez.
Olenek.
What a
And then
weird
for the
fight.
featured prelim, this is a fight I'm really excited for. I love both guys, and it's they're both in a shitty position because they're both coming off 2 game losing streaks, and so whoever loses will now be on a 3 game losing streak, which sucks. Anthony Pettis versus Cowboy Cerrone. So that's the featured prelim.
That's a good fight actually.
Yeah,
Both fighters that are known for crazy knockouts.
yeah. And Pettis knocked out Cerrone in the first round when they fought way
Oh,
back
this is a
when
revenge.
years
This
ago.
is a revenge fight over here.
Yeah,
I like
Cerrone
it.
obviously would want that.
I like it. I like it.
And then for the main card, starting off with Greg Hardy, the non-violent man, versus
the ex NFL guy.
versus Jorgen de Castro, who I don't know.
I don't know what that is, but I like Hardy. I think that his problem is that he gasses out very fast,
Yeah,
which
he's
is a
got to work on his
problem.
cardio.
Yeah, it's a problem, but it's not like he can't work on that. But he's explosive within especially the very first 2 minutes of a fight. So if he can do it,
I
I
mean,
think he
because
can.
think about it, defensive end in the NFL is much different than 5 minutes go, 1 minute break, 5 minutes go, 1 minute break, 5 minutes go, 1 minute break. Because in the NFL, even if you're a defensive end and you're on a drive where your team is on the field long for 12, even 15 plays, 6, 7, 8 minute type of drive, that's 6, 7, 8 minutes of clock time. But in real time, it's often 2, 3 times that amount of time. So 7, 8, that's almost 20 minutes of real life time. And even if you're on the every single play, you're often going hard for 30, not even 30, maybe 10, 20 seconds, depending how long a play is, sometimes even only 5, 10 seconds. And then you're getting a 30, 40 second break, So it your cardio doesn't need to be as tip top shape as MMA is. MMA really is another level of cardio compared to what a defensive end in the NFL needs. And he's just gotta find a way to step up that cardio.
He's really young in his career. I think he'll step it up. I hope he does because, like I said, he has a lot of potential. And didn't he just lose his last fight?
Yeah, he played fought the Russian guy that Derek Lewis knocked out at the buzzer.
Yeah, so hopefully he picks it up. He uses that as motivation to really change his game. Who is that? The last fight, or is that just the beginning of the main card?
First main card.
Okay,
Then you got Jeremy Stevens versus Calvin Cater. Both dudes
solid.
really good.
Yeah, pretty
Should
solid.
be a good fight. And then you got Francis Ngannou versus Jairzinho Rosenstrike.
Ooh, that's a good fight right there.
Yeah.
Rosenstrike, holy
And
shit.
then we got a bantamweight
Well, hold
title
on.
fight.
Rosenstrike and Nugano. Do you understand that? And you know Rosenstrike, he attacks. He's not one of those fighters that's just gonna
Dude,
beat around the
he's a
bush.
he's a professional kickboxing experience.
So yeah, so that means you can't just keep your distance away. The guy will kick you in the face. You really have to be kind of you got to have
You
your
gotta be
guard up.
smart.
You got
Yeah.
to be smart. And Rosenstruck again. I'm just remembering that one, was it a punch where he like split that dude's lip?
Yeah, Alistair Overeem.
Oh
And
my
what's
god.
crazy is Overeem had that win in the bag. It was a pretty easy decision. It was a close fight, but it was also a pretty easy decision for Overeem.
That's a good fight. I can't wait for
Yeah,
that.
hell yeah. And then you got Henry Cejudo bantamweight title fight against Dominic Cruz coming back after a couple of year layoff.
I don't like that fight. Like at all. I don't even care about that fight. I feel
I
like
I disagree
why? Cuz you like Cruz?
because I don't think Cruz would take this fight if he didn't think he's I don't if he didn't think he had a good chance at winning, and if he didn't think he's in good shape, and good strength, and just in good shape to take it on.
I know, but I'm not excited about him anymore, man. He's not an up and coming talent. Let's say he wins this fight. Let's say he wins the next fight. No one's going to give him, I don't think Dana's going to give him an opportunity for that championship belt. I really don't. I feel like,
No, if he wins it, then he's the champion. Period.
is this a championship fight?
Yeah, Cejudo has the title,
Are you serious right now?
dude. You don't remember Cejudo beat
I feel,
Dillashaw,
hold on.
then
I feel
Cejudo
dumb.
beat
Hold on.
Moraes,
I feel dumb for not knowing that. B,
then
I can't believe this fight is even a thing. Why? Why is this fight a
no,
thing?
100%. I mean, I thought Aljamain Sterling or Peter Yan were the two guys who deserved it the most.
Absolutely, Peter Yan. You're gonna give it to a guy that's been kind of what commentating for the better part of 2 3 years now. This fight makes no sense to me. I don't like it at all. So that sucks. Dana's just gonna do Peter dirty like that.
I
It's
get
really
it.
messed up. That can't be the final fight, right?
No, and then we got drumroll Tony Ferguson versus Khabib Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, let's go back a little bit on that one. It's Gaethje, right?
Yeah, it's Justin Gaethje. I wish it was Khabib.
Wait, so what's Khabib's camp saying? They're saying that the government won't let them leave the country, right?
Pretty
Is that
much.
you think that's real? I don't think that's real.
Khabib has done a sit down interview that's on YouTube with Vladimir Putin and his dad present. So Khabib, I think if he wanted, I do think he could get out and come to the US, to Jacksonville to do it. But I guess he'd rather just let coronavirus play out while and stay with his family during it.
And I respect that. I respect that because that's what I'm doing. But what I don't dig is him using the government as the excuse. Why don't you just flat out say, "Hey, I just want to spend this time with my family. Life is precious, and this fighting game could wait. Why not just go with that?" Way more people would appreciate and respect that, I think, instead of using the government as an excuse. I feel like that's a bitch move.
Agreed.
That's a bitch move. And I feel bad for Ferguson because that dude deserves this run at the belt. He deserves it. This man has waited, man. He's waited. And yes, he's derailed himself a lot of times, Tony Ferguson. But this is the time, man. This is the time. You can't keep doing this bullshit, this rope a dope waiting game year after year. Because isn't that what happened with Mayweather and Pacquiao? And then no one cared about that fight
Yep.
because it was just two old dudes in a ring. And I think that's what might happen. Tony beats Gaethje because I actually think he will, and then we're gonna wait a year or two because who knows at this point? We don't know what the rules of this pandemic are. Things change all the time. But anyway, is that so? That's a final fight. And are you saying that? So do we officially have Joe Rogan commentating this fight?
Um, so I listened to Joe's episode with Tom Green yesterday. He did not mention UFC 249 because the news came out yesterday afternoon as being official. Then again, in this pandemic, official doesn't really mean it'll actually happen. But anyways, he didn't mention it. Then again, he always puts it out his podcast a few hours after it's recorded or a day after. So
Yeah, I mean, I was listening to Joe. He had Tom Green on.
yeah, that's the one I'm talking about. But today
Yeah,
he put out one with Duncan Trussell, so maybe he recorded that
probably
one
talked about
after
it.
the news came out. So
Did
maybe
you
on that
listen
one he
to
might mention to it.
Did you
He might
listen to
mention
Tom
it.
Green? Did you listen to Tom Green? Did you listen to that one?
Yeah, I love this Canadian accent.
Well, I actually I thought it was really interesting, just kind of his trials and tribulations of trying to make it right. Because what Joe Rogan has is kind of what Tom Green was shooting for with his website. If you think about it, right, with his whole setup with the website and his podcast and all that, that's what he was shooting for at the end of the day. But Joe Rogan took advantage of YouTube and the platform, right? Tom Green kind of didn't do that. And I liked the part with Tom Green saying that he's been kind of cooped up for the better part of 5 weeks now, right? And how
Yeah,
he still does delivery, but he waits for the food to, I guess, you know, de-drim in a specified room in his house. Like I don't know if that's how it works, dude.
yeah.
You might need to put some Lysol in your veins and then proceed to clean the bags with Lysol. Perhaps no, isn't that? I think he's doing it wrong.
Yeah, it's we're in murky waters.
Oh man.
We're all grasping for air and not finding anything to hold on to.
But I get Tom Green. I get why he's so wary. He said that this is, you know, his appearance on Joe's podcast was the first time he went out of his house since the beginning of the pandemic. And I don't blame him. He basically said that he and I don't want to mess it up for people listening to this or not listening to this, I guess, because no one's listening to this right now. But like he has these feelings because he had testicular cancer all those years ago, and he hated it. He hated the whole hospital scene. It was the toughest thing to rebound from, and he doesn't want that. And I get it. I do. I've been in the hospital a couple of times, and it sucks. It really does. I'm not going to talk about why, but like it really sucks. You're basically paralyzed for a couple days and you don't know how you're going to end at the end. You know, are you going to make it through the tunnel? Are you not? And he doesn't want that. I totally get it. I
Yeah,
miss
you
Tom
know what
Green.
it is? I think in essence, a lot of hospitals seem to lack the feeling of rejuvenation.
Well, now they do. Now more than
Now, for
ever.
sure, especially.
Dude, dude,
By the
are
way,
you watching this, by the way? Like, you have like
Northwell
these
Health.
coronavirus deniers?
So Northwell Health had 5,700 deaths in their hospital system, New York, and 94% had a health condition
Okay,
that was.
so this works. Like what you just said works. Like you have people right now. There are like these Facebook groups popping out of nowhere with like 6,800 followers that are whatever or groupies, Facebook groupies, I don't know. But their groups are trying to convince people that the coronavirus pandemic is fake and that it has been a lie that's been propagated by the government to control people to stay home and to scare them. You believe this shit, dude? Do you believe that this is what's going on in 2020, guys? We had the flat earthers, and now we have coronavirus deniers.
I am speechless. I mean, why? Why? But you know what is crazy though? On NBC, I have been looking in to track New York State death numbers every day, and when I looked at the graph the last couple of days, it showed on both days New York going back up to over 700. But then when I googled it, the last couple of days have been 437, then 422, and today actually is 420, 438, if I recall correctly, which is weird. So I don't know why NBC has higher numbers, but either way, it seems to be that New York is starting to decrease, but then again, more people start going out, even with masks
Well, that's the problem,
and
isn't it?
gloves. Will the numbers start to go back up? We don't know.
But that's the problem, isn't it? Like my mom, for example, decided, hey, I want to go outside today. I want to go outside. I'm not gonna wear gloves. I feel like there's the sun. It's gonna protect me. And I mean, I was shouting. I'm like, Mom, you can't do that shit. Like that's exactly how the virus gets a second life. You have people believing that it's gonna get better and it's better now, and you lower your guard, and then you have the second wave happen. And I'm not trying to fear monger, but like this happens a lot with viruses. They have a second life, if you will. You have people see these statistics, things are getting better for like a week or two, and they head towards the beaches, and then people get sick again, and then we wonder like, oh, what's going on? But that's basically what's happening. You can't, especially now. And I'm not a doctor, obviously, but you can't just lower your sense of security right now. I say give it like a month or two, kind of see what goes on, really uh, observe the numbers as they dip lower than they are right now. This is just too soon, right? Go watch some Netflix or Hulu. There's so much to talk. Just stay home. Stay home. You know, I was watching the movie Can't Hardly Wait. You ever see that, Righty? It's with Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Nah, never seen it.
Wonderful, wonderful 90s flick. I'm not going to talk about it. Great movie. But yeah, just watch a movie. Relax. Learn how to read books because people are not reading anymore. And read a book. All right. Start a website. Create a
Or an
podcast.
audiobook too.
Get creative with yourself.
I mean, look, if you put on a mask and gloves, put on an audiobook, headphones, walk out the door. Just stay away. Make sure you stay a few feet from anybody and just take a walk. It's always a good thing to do.
And you know what? You're talking to me about how you and your brother are fighting a lot because you're both on the opposite sides of the political spectrum. You could also fight with you fight with your siblings a little bit if you're living with your family. Fight a little bit. Stay inside, guys.
Tucker Carlson actually last night had on the guy who was on a bike and made a joke and insult to Chris Cuomo because he saw him not quarantining and being out in public while he said on CNN that he was quarantining. And then earlier this week, CNN had a cute little overproduced video of Chris Cuomo walking up the steps as if he was coming out of quarantine for the first time. CNN out fake newsing their fake newsness even more.
I love it. Anything related to the Como brothers, I want to hear. Um, so I think this is a pretty good place to kind of start to end the show. We hope you guys enjoyed your time with this podcast so far, even though I mean it's literally we literally talked about nothing really, but we figure there's almost nothing left to watch really on Netflix and Hulu and Amazon Prime. You've probably run out of content, and And here you go. You're welcome for this pointless piece of shit content. You're welcome for us doing this with our time instead of being productive. So you're welcome.
Let me jump in real quick too. If anybody wants to listen to a good comedy special on YouTube and it's free and it's out there, it's called It's Not Racist If It's True, BT. It's on the Dry Bar Comedy YouTube page.
Okay. And BT, is that the comedian?
I think B stands for whatever his first name is, and T probably for whatever his last name is.
I wish you knew his name, man.
No,
But
this is
yeah,
literally how it's
that's what it
shown on the
is.
screen.
Oh, well, all right. Maybe that's what he's known as, BT. All right, that's cool. All right, guys. Thank you so much. And yeah.